my audience. Back and front. On February 14th, 2018, a gunman entered the campus of Stoneman Douglas High School and started shooting innocent people. This had a major impact on other high schools and students across the nation. David Hogg was a survivor of the mass shooting back in February and has ever since been trying to get the government to change laws. David Hogg was born on April 12, 2000 in Los Angeles, California. He became a gun control advocate and activist against gun violence in the United States. David started to be a gun control advocate when the mass shooting occurred at Stoneman Douglas High School. According to SunSentinel.com in the article How the Major Stoneman Douglas School Shooting Unfolded, David was in his science classroom at Stoneman Douglas High School, and he took a video of himself and what had happened. During the video, he was very calm, cool, and collective, giving a brief description on the first-hand accounts that occurred. The Stoneman Douglas shooting had adverse effects not only on that school, but across the nation. 17 people died, while 14 were wounded. But close to 3,500 students and faculty could have PTSD after the fact. Hogg's own sister was a current freshman at the time of the shooting. David took this to legislation. Since he has become an activist speaking out, he has used his experience to convince lawmakers for tighter gun control. He has made multiple suggestions. According to BusinessInsider.com and the article, here are the laws that student gun control activists from Parkland actually want to pass. Some suggestions were to ban assault weapons, prohibit high-capacity magazines in the weapons, and close background check loopholes. He also took multiple actions to make his voice heard by calling for student walkouts across the nation. He also spoke to the National Rifle Association and Marco Rubio on the issue, and he did the March for Our Lives in Washington, D.C. Hogg's involvement with gun control has not ended. He is still very involved to this day. Local and state lawmakers have taken action. For instance, according to CNN's news article by Madison Park published on June 13, 2018, called New Jersey is one of the latest states to enact new gun control measures, it says Connecticut bans bump stocks as well as other firearm enhancements. According to the same article from CNN, it says Illinois has a penalty for residents who haven't forfeited their weapons. The penalty is $200 to $1,000 a day. New Smyrna Beach High School and Florida have taken measures to help keep us safe at home and at our school. Governor Rick Scott signed a bill named after Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, requiring you to be 22 to buy a weapon and have a 3-day waiting period to acquire the weapon. At NSBHS, the new procedure for fire drills requires that teachers and students wait for an announcement to be made before exiting the buildings. Due to the deadly shooting that occurred in Florida, students became activists against gun violence and advocates against gun control. I think these impacts are a start to keeping our schools safer for the students and the faculty. There was one statement David once said, and I very much agree with it. He said, "We are not trying to take your guns away. We are trying to take back our lives. Just as much as you have a right to own a weapon, we have a right to liberty, we have a right to peace, and we have a right to our lives."